These birds were just absolutely jet black.
Exceptionally strong hind limbs, very, very sharp talons.
Let's say 8 feet tall, more or less, about 1/3 the size of a telephone pole.
Their feathers would have been more like 5 feet long.
I've never seen a bird that was quite this large.
That's just scary. That's a real scary thought about seeing something else like that again. It's real scary.
Most contemporary eyewitnesses describe a dark feathered bird with a hooked beak and a 15 to 25-foot wingspan. If accurate, these descriptions indicate that whatever this creature is, it is up to 5 times larger than the biggest indigenous bird in Illinois. But there is conclusive scientific evidence that a bird almost exactly like the one witnesses describe once existed.
We have parts of the skull, we have parts of the legs, we have parts of the wing bones. It was so exceptional.
In 1980, the partial skeleton of a teratorn, a giant ancient bird, was unearthed in La Pampa, Argentina. Paleontologist Kenneth Campbell, an expert on teratorns, flew to Argentina and identified the fossil. He called it Argentavis magnificens.
In life, this bird would have been approximately this tall when standing on the ground. So it could have looked me right straight in the eye.
Argentavis was 6 to 8 million years old. It weighed approximately 165 pounds and boasted a wingspan of 20 to 26 feet.
Their feathers would have been more like 5 feet long.
Like the beaks of eagles, condors, and other predatory birds, the long beaks of Argentavis and other teratorns are hooked. Most likely, these monsters could swallow prey the size of a small rabbit whole.
Birds that are related to teratorns are the New World vultures, such as the condor, the turkey vulture, the black vulture. We know this because the bones are very similar to one another, although they have their own distinctive trademarks.
And yet, teratorns dwarf these birds in size.
This is the humerus, which is the bone, your upper arm bone. And this is the humerus of Argentavis compared with that of a living California condor.
Argentavis wasn't the only winged giant. In 1972, the fossil of a pterosaur or flying reptile was found in Texas. It was named Quetzalcoatlus, after the feathered serpent Aztec god. With a wingspan of 40 feet, it was the largest flying reptile ever found. Experts say pterosaurs went extinct more than 65 million years ago. The last teratorn died more than 8 million years ago. But did they? Danville, Illinois, 1972. 17-year-old John Walker is hunting doves with a friend. It's a bright summer day, about noon. Suddenly, Walker is startled by a strange sound.
It basically sounded as if there was an animal caught in a trap.
Did you hear that? Yeah.
And there was absolutely no mistaking what we saw. It was just basically soaring. It wasn't flapping its wings.
Come on!
If it was some small eagle or a hawk, I mean, we would not have been the least bit afraid. It was something like we'd never seen.
Come on, man.
The shoulder going from here down to where the tail feathers would normally be, I calculated it between 5 and 6 feet.
It's gone. No one's gonna believe it anyway.
Walker made this drawing of the creature he observed that day.
The wing was very square, and the outer feathers of the bird at the very ends of the feathers were very scary looking, as I recall.
Walker describes a massive bird, remarkably similar to the teratorn.
It's not beyond the realm of possibility that some of these gigantic winged creatures may have evolved or adapted into our modern time.
Cryptozoologist Ken Gerhard has researched the long history of giant bird sightings from the past and present. Gerhard has found hundreds of reports of these birds across the nation. Like Illinois and Alaska, Texas experienced a rash of sightings of giant birds in the 1970s.
The peak years seem to be 1976 and the latter part of 1975, where in a span of about 3 weeks, dozens of people here in the valley reported seeing this gigantic winged creature.
Gerhard and other cryptozoologists believe that the sheer number of bird sightings indicate there is a modern-day species of giant bird out there. But the scientific community is not so sure.
What greater cap could an ornithologist have in his career than to say, I discovered and described one of these creatures? It would be the Holy Grail, and yet it isn't happening.
Dr. Pat Reddig studies birds of prey, or raptors. This designation includes today's eagles, condors, and vultures. But as much as he might like to discover a living missing link between the extinct teratorn and today's raptors, Reddig is skeptical.
I would need to see either a live bird in hand or the carcass of a dead bird.
So far, no one has found either, despite hundreds of alleged giant bird sightings. But in 1977, a man who claimed to have seen one of these monsters also captured it on film. Could this piece of decades-old silent film be the proof that scientists like Reddig need? Lake Shelbyville, Illinois, 1977. Like others in town, John Huffer has heard about sightings of the big birds.
Back in 1977, there was many sightings of these giant Cherokee thunderbirds flying around central Illinois. Every newspaper, every television station was trying to get pictures of these two giant birds.
Huffer is a stringer for the local CBS affiliate, so he has a camera. And because he is part Cherokee, he thinks he has a better shot than most at tracking the animal.
As we came up on a bay close to the railroad bridge near Point 6 on Lake Shelbyville, I looked in the back of the bay, and there was a big old dead snag of a tree, and there was these two huge birds at 10 o'clock in the morning roosted there. These birds were just absolutely jet black. They had huge necks, and their heads were like old cracked leather. They were clacking to each other with their beaks as they were taking off, and then they flew around and circled over us as I was shooting footage.
After the birds fly off, Huffer returns to the TV station. They air his footage, and it is instantly controversial. Officials from the Department of Conservation insist that the birds on film are merely turkey vultures. But many believers dispute this, contending that this bird is far bigger than any known turkey vulture. Now, 30 years later, these scientists will review the footage and try to answer the question: is this bird the missing link to the teratorn, or something else entirely?
I'm intrigued, I would have to say. I'm impressed. I can't explain, I have no idea what this bird actually is.